Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to our Sunday episode of the Daily Stock Market Insights. Today is April 12th, and we are dedicating this episode to Mark Zeno Sabaut. Okay, so he requested some stocks under Udena and, of course, Double Dragon. Okay, and I also would like to review some secondary stocks that we have not covered in our previous episode. I think last April 10th. If you have not watched that video yet, I will link it down below so you can also study them before the market opens on Monday. All right. In the meantime, let us give our friends in Investagrams a few minutes to join us. And yeah, likewise in our Facebook page. We are, by the way, invest in the stock market in Facebook. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do hit that subscribe button so you're always updated. And yeah, if you also want to be updated in our Facebook page, we are invest in the stock market. So let's begin. We are going to take a look at To Go as our first stock. As you can see here in To Go, we are currently showing some signs of weakness, and we are also seeing a drop in the volume right here. So I would have to say, so if you are to plot that, actually this is oops, what is happening? Okay, let's change that. That is the support that we have created here. For several days, the price was just sitting around the 5.99 or 6 peso level. However, it already started triggering that line, showing some bearish signals, and then it was confirmed last Friday. So I feel that there is a chance that it will continue to go down. And if you are to look at the pattern here, so just to be conservative, in case you want to really get in the stock, observe what happens around 4.33. Let us see if it will just stabilize in that support level, or it will even break that. Okay. So sometimes if you have lower high, ending is you will also have lower low. That means it will also break this, but we still cannot tell. The moment it touches 4.33, then that's the time we can evaluate the market movement. The next one is C. C is showing some buildup around the 2.60 level, right? Which is also the MA20 level that we have here. However, if I am to plot our support area, I'd say it's around 2.50. So if you can still haggle around that area, which is really close to where the price is at the moment, go ahead and just haggle around that area. Anyway, you already see some, foreign buying stuff showing interest in this stock right now. And if you are to compare how far we have gotten down since 2020, let's just focus our attention to 2020. We already declined by a total of approximately half, right? Around 50%. Happy Easter. I am 12 and what is this? Happy Easter to you too. Um, so if you're also into stock market, into trading and investing, this is the channel for you. We're doing this every day, and even on weekends, we try our best to do live stock market analysis, or we do particularly chart analysis here. Okay, so welcome to our channel. Next is Double Dragon. Double Dragon is trying to create a much stronger support at the 15.83 level. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, 15.90, 15.83 level, that's just the same area. The reason why I said that is because first hint is here. That's your first support, and also for several days, each time it lands in this level and this level too, there's a bounce that's happening, although not very significant jump, right? But at least it's jumping each time it hits the 15.90 level. So I feel that any moment from now, especially because last Friday the volume is starting to build up, we might see price movement to the upside in the coming days. So let's use 15.90 as our next support. The next one is, okay, so now let's take a look at the other stocks here. So if you have not watched my video last Friday, I already reviewed the highly traded stocks. So let's try to move down somewhere in the middle so that we can also give chance to those who have positions in these secondary stocks. Some of them here are also part of the index. Maybe let's start with BLL. Hi Lester. Yes, I'm subscribed, love their videos. Thank you so much. So I'm not a full-time trader, but of course this is part of the journey. We are building that skill. So I try my best to be consistent at the time, but at the moment I cannot promise the time slot that I will do live. But what is important is please continue to drop by the channel because we always have new content every single day. And it's very simple. We just review stocks, we analyze charts. There you have it. Okay, so BLL. As you notice here, BLL is, what do you think? We were sitting at a resistance area for the previous days. Actually, you were given more than a week, or exactly 1 week, to decide whether to take profit or not. So I'm addressing this to those people who may have entered right at the 3.08 area, okay? That was already your signal that, hey, it's about time to lock in some profit. If you have entered around this level, you could have already gained a good 30%, right? My mouse is not just, there you go. Good 37%. The reason why I said that is because last day's candlestick last week is already a confirmation that this is a sign of weakness, and in the coming days you are going to have some movements downwards. Okay, and where could it possibly stop? I am looking at this level as the next area of focus. There's a big chance that it might drop in that area. Now what you can do here is that observe if the moment it touches 3.36 and then for instance your trend line here in your RSI is still showing an upward direction. Let's say, so you were here, right? So this area was here. Okay, so if for instance it's still giving us a direction to the upside, then that means there's a chance that it will just stabilize in this area. What we want to see here is some consolidation happening in this level, and then a green engulfing candlestick to confirm a change in direction. Okay, so that's our key indicator. But again, let's try to drop by this stock. the moment it hits that level once again, so that we can really be more accurate in our insights. Next is San Miguel Food and Beverage. Okay, you have some foreign buying happening here. So I'm thinking, it doesn't happen that consistently, non-stop, you will move to the upside. There are some breathing spaces as well. So what I'm saying here is that this red candlestick signifies that it might rest, but not that far. Okay, this foreign buying here is already a good signal, but I'm most likely uh, looking at, of course, for long-term investors here. So if it'll drop, because I think that it might, because there was a gap up that happened here. As you notice, this is a gap up. So when the gap happens, definitely the price will revisit that. I'm not saying the next day it will, but it will definitely visit it. So if you're patient enough to wait at the 50.23 level, you will be more profitable. Okay, so the next possible area to potentially enter here is 50.23. Okay. The next would be SCC. SCC, as you see here, is also another sign of weakness. So that's a very clear cut and easy to decipher. That kind of pattern is almost always accurate. Now, next possible movement here is a decline, and I'd like us to monitor the 10.48 level, right? Now, if you really want to be more precise and just want to see confirmation whether that area is accurate, I would like us to use a Fibonacci retracement. Okay. Right, so the next possible movement, if it is going to bounce, it will first challenge the 11.23, then 10.73. So now, let's move this here. Okay, the next would be 10.73 and then 10.33. So those are the key areas. Sometimes it will also bounce in those levels. But if it breaks that, the next possible movement would be 10.73 and 10.33. The lowest it could get for you to say, okay, there's still a chance at this level for a possible bounce is 0.618 level. If it goes lower than that, don't expect, because the next possible movements there is really downtrend. This just only means that downtrend is not over yet. That the entire time while it was bouncing, it was just a temporary breather and more actions downwards. Is there a way to use bids and asks as markers as well? I'm guessing high volume of asks as certain price acts as a sort of resistance too. I sometimes, yes, I've tried that before, but I think if you've watched Alex Once's video around that, he was able to explain it in a very simple way on how you can identify resistance or entry prices by just looking at bid and ask. From what I know, for example, if there are a lot of people betting on this price level, that means, and of course the price, the volume and the number of people wanting to sell at that area, then that could potentially also help you in identifying that could be a possible resistance. But let us see. 12? Yes. And that's correct. 12. 12.40. Okay? But some people, this is what they do. So they already know that there are a lot of people putting their bet to sell at that area. So what they do is they either because it's selling, they want their price level to be hit first. So they either put a few cents before the 12 mark. That's why you see here 3, 11.96 because they know that there are a lot more already placed here. Yes, but I have not prepared my talking points, but that's normally how it is. For instance, here as well. Let's try to look at this level, 1150. A lot of people place their bet at 1150. 1150. So that could also mean a possible area of bounce. 1150. Here. So this was based on the previous days or last Friday's uh, performance. So we cannot confirm this that is really the actual um, forecast on Monday. But conservatively, I'm looking at 11.23 here. Let's see how 11.20 level. No, this is not enough basis. What you can do is from 9 o'clock to 9:30. That is the best time to watch your bid and ask sections because that is more relevant to that specific market day's performance. Okay, but I also would like to encourage you to watch that video from Alex Once. I cannot remember what the title was, but he somehow explained it. Okay, the next is SMC. Oh, no. Let me just go through this one stock at a time. Let's go fruit first. Okay, fruit, it's a sign of weakness. So I'm looking at 1.15 here as the next possible area of bounce. Slightly higher because we're still also looking at this price level here, also here and here. So let's use our MA20 as our possible bounce area. So if you want to get in this stock, just haggle for a few more cents so that, of course, you want to have more profit. The next one is pizza. Pizza is, okay, we're not safe for Pizza Hut yet. There you go. 4.75 is the next possible support. I would like to consider this a sideways movement. And when we have something like this, the next possible movement, it's either going to bounce or break down in price. So that's something we need to watch out for. However, I'm more on the positive side because we are currently sitting at the oversold area. So just haggle for a few cents. 4.75 is the next possible area of focus here. Talking about sustainability and sustainability of the business. I'm not sure though if Pizza Hut is still doing delivery service because I understand a lot of businesses have already closed or temporarily closed down because of the lockdown. But there are some businesses that are still thriving despite the situation. So if Pizza Hut is still continuously doing delivery service, then that would mean business is still ongoing for them. So I would say 4.75 is our possible support here. SMC. SMC, I will have to say it's just sitting at the resistance area. So slight overshoot. As you see that MA20 line, we're slightly above that, but still we're not safe. That is still a a resistance level. Now moving at the resistance, but take a look at our so we're right here, right over here. So we're sitting at a resistance level, but another thing that I've noticed here is that even though we are right at the same area, your RSI is also moving to the upside. So our key indicator here is that if on Monday most of the action happens above 95.22, that means we are potentially going to face a breakout play, so which is very good. Okay, if it shows otherwise, that means if another red candlestick on let's say Monday, then there's a big chance it will revisit your 73.98 level, or this one first. Okay, so that's your, because we're sitting at a resistance area, so two things can happen. Sige ba, we'll look up the video. That was my issue din nga po, yung reliability niya. New trader here, thanks for answering. Yes. So I don't fully I'm 12. I don't fully rely on the bids and ask, because in the Philippine market people are very smart. They would play, especially those people with deep pockets, in other words, the rich ones. They do fake bids just to mask the number of trades at a certain level. And then as we go near that area, all of a sudden those bids go away, are gone. So what's left are those people, like the small traders, retailers, whose bids are executed. So be extra careful in that aspect, because there are a lot of fake bids. And what's more reliable is, of course, your technical analysis, and which is the objective of this channel. I'm not saying you follow the indicators I use. You have your own, and I'm not saying that this is better than the other. There are a lot of good ones. Moving averages are very reliable, and whatever indicator you feel is going to work for you, stick to that. But the objective is you have some technical analysis, pair it with fundamental analysis, as fundamental analysis will allow you to choose which stocks to enter, basing it on their financial history, the health level of their financials, as well as the future projects. Now, technical analysis will help you identify which areas to enter and exit at. So see the difference. So use them both. All right. The next one is MWIDE. MWIDE also sitting at a 6.09 level, very near our support area. This is still considered sideways movement here. And wow, 1.55 buying, foreign buying. So I feel positive about the next moves of MWIDE here. So I think we should start putting this in our watch list. Still at the oversold level. News, let's take a look. 6 days. There are a lot of... Okay, the other day I was researching what share buyback means. Okay, and normally, so if you're new to some terms about the stock market, share buyback happens when a certain company feels that the market value of their stock is so cheap, and they buy back the shares, which means that the available shares that will be offered to the public is now fewer or lesser. And following the rule of supply and demand, if there are less supply, then the next possible moves would be it will now become more expensive. So what will happen next is when the price level goes higher, and then of course they can sell that again. The next one would be Double Dragon. I already did that. East-West. East-West is, let's see if it will break this first level of support. That's the first level, and there's a second level here. Okay, 6.99. But I'd be more conservative and wait for it at 6.99 level. Either way, for long-term investors, you are already at a good level here. 6.99 is the best area, or anywhere in between 7.47 and 6.99. I feel that that's already a good area. Here too, MAC, April 3, it's done. Okay, your support is at this range. So that's you're sitting at the support level. It's just building the support area, and you are also at the oversold, which means that, and take a look at this compared to this point, which is still in the same area. On the other hand, your RSI is moving upwards. You see that? So that means momentum is building up. They just sold, but that's fine. You're still at a good level, which is a support area. RRHI, that's a sign of weakness, so let's catch it right at the 54.62 level. So I feel that this will still dip, but I don't think it will cross the MA20 line. It will just stabilize here first before it continues to move up. Okay, so I'm telling you guys, just trying to recall the situation. If we can stop or end the lockdown faster, then we will be back to normal at a faster rate. Then you will see significant development in our stock market. So just find your entry points for the right stocks and prepare for a profitable trade. Yes. Okay. But if you can hold on to it a much longer time, and your patience is really you have that, then go for it. Wait for it to climb up and take profit there. Okay, now let's take a look at this stock. So PNB doing sideways as well, as you can see here. 1, 2, 3, and I think it will revisit 19.02. If you still have the same here, looking at this level, it's moving up while you're doing sideways, then that's a promising point. Just wait for it to drop by a few cents at 19 peso level and enter, and I think you're in a good level for this stock. Is this the last one? Okay, I think there's more down here. FNI. FNI might also rest, but not that deep. Only up to this level is the next possible support that I see, 0.55. But wow, this has been on a significant drop. What happened to this stock? Suspends Surigao mining operation, pushes relief efforts. Okay, they were also badly hit by, I don't know what's the reason why it got suspended. Oops, it's not showing, but try to look at this. I don't know what's the content of this one. It's giving me an error when I launch it. But make it a habit to also look at the news section, as these normally create a big, these are influencers of the market movement. But given the pattern that we have here last Wednesday, this is a doji, and a doji, when that comes in at the support area or at the resistance area, that signifies a possible change in direction, like what happened here, right? So what I'm thinking is that it will rest, it will go downwards first, but given that we have some consolidation in this area, then I feel that this will stop at this range. We'll test it, and if it bounces, then it will continue to move up. The next one, LTG. It's sitting at a possible support area. Yes. Use MA20 as your support level, 7.20 area. Uh, this is possibly confirming your support. So we broke that line and then we revisited it. So this is a common pattern. It does this. Okay. So try testing this possible area, meaning enter at around 7.20 and then uh, if you want to lock in some profit, the next resistance would be the previous support, which is right here. Here, 8.62, and then move your way upwards. Nickel. Nickel is promising. It might break your MA20 line, and as soon as it does that, then of course you now have a brand new support. So let's try to plot a resistance in that area. Okay, so that is a resistance. So your trigger is that should be broken for us to say that that will now become your support. So it has to break that, revisit here like that. Okay. We just don't know how high it will take before it revisits your support. We'll look up the video that was mentioned. Okay, it's the same. Home, just stabilizing. This is just moving within the support level. Okay, and you're at the oversold. Right, so that's 4.47 if you want to give it a try. Okay, interesting. Foreign buying is already happening here. Significant drop and oversold. I think this is already this is looking good. What about the news? Whoa, 2 months ago, All Home says 2019 income to hit. This was 2 months ago. Okay, let's continue. Oh, let's take a look at PAL. Yeah. So we're sitting at a possible resistance here. It might revisit this line again. Even though, let's say, even if the stock becomes attractive here, I'm still not recommending it yet because I think it will take some time before they can recover. But let us say everything goes back to normal. I'd say PAL, Cebu Pacific, these are companies that will not go bankrupt anytime soon. Okay, so we will still need airline companies, and just find your entry price here, and I hope we have reached the bottom at 4.96. Okay, what about Cebu Pacific? This too has temporarily bounced, but it might revisit some areas again. This is a red engulfing candlestick, meaning sign of weakness. So that means let's check the first possible area of support right over here, and then of course next would be right over here, 36.56 or 36.76. So those are the key areas to watch out for. Okay, I don't want to keep you guys too long and bore you, but at least we have added a few more stocks in our insights today. And as the routine goes, by Monday, right after the market closes, I will personally go back to these and watch the video myself, as I am using this as, of course, a form of journaling, just to validate my insights. You may also do the same, guys. Okay? If you do not have any other, PAL is almost at its pre-COVID level already. That's kind of weird. Can you see? What I'm thinking is just that it's just waiting for this lockdown to stop, and then they're back in operation. And then the moment it does open, I think these stocks, Cebu Pacific and PAL, will shoot up in price. Because I'm thinking we have already reached the bottom for these stocks. So just find your entry points. This is already a good opportunity for you to start accumulating volume. But this statement is purely based on no, my my statement is trying to address all investors. Okay, I what I'm saying here is that if you are an investor, start accumulating at these badly beaten stocks, because the moment we're back to normal, it will shoot up, and that's when people become millionaires. Of course, you become a millionaire when you invest a big chunk of money. But if you're just investing, it follows. If you only invest a few, then do not expect millions to be your profit. Okay, but what I'm saying is such a rare opportunity. This is even worse than 2008. Okay, so that means if you just started the stock market now, and if people were very profitable right after the 2008 crisis, and today we were even able to haggle at a much lower price for some other stocks. So that means there's never too late in the stock market. Opportunities come, and I look at it as an opportunity. Um, Humans are, have survival instinct, and whatever the situation is, we will be able to get out of this, and we will be able to go back to normal. And the question is, what did you do when that opportunity came? Okay, so I think as an investor, this is a great opportunity. Look for those stocks that you think have solid fundamentals, that will be able to strive or survive right after this crisis, and then just sit back, relax, and do nothing, because I feel that profit is just going to come in the near future for all of us. Okay, so just pair your fundamental analysis with technical analysis. In the meantime, thank you for joining me here. Um, Study time is over for this day, but let's go back again tomorrow and review some more stocks. If you would like me to prioritize your stocks, just comment down below, so that I'll make sure that when I arrange the stocks that I will review, I will prioritize yours, like what Mark did today. Okay? For now, thank you. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter for everyone. You have a great day. Thank you. Bye bye.